Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Black Girl Who Manifests. I hope everyone is doing amazingly well. If you are new here, if you are returning, welcome. And just a little bit about this channel, I talk about African spirituality mainly, also incorporating manifestation and other types of spiritual topics. So the thing is, I'm about to make my solar return, right? As we know, solar return, 30 years of life, right? So I've been in a lot of thought, right? Everything has just been a trigger for reflection for me. And a big one that I have been sharing lately is about my spirituality and other things surrounding that. And one of the main thoughts I've been having is about confidence. Right? Not like the fake confidence that comes out or the superficial type of confidence, but the deep inner confidence that starts essentially in the spirit world. And my thought is that I don't think we can truly manifest from a place of low self-esteem. And when I say that self-esteem, I'm not just talking about how you feel about yourself as an individual. Like I said, it's not a superficial level. I'm talking about how you feel about where you come from, especially for Black people, African descended people. And in my most humble opinion, a lot of us are walking around with a low racial / cultural self-esteem, and we don't even realize it. A lot of us have been taught that our ancestors and their practices were primitive, barbaric, demonic, uncivilized, or everything, that they practiced before colonialism was wrong, and we basically needed colonialism to thrive, right? But what does that do to your spirit, though? Think about it. How can you fully trust yourself when you've been taught to not trust the people who came before you? How can you feel super rooted when you've been disconnected from your roots? To me, this creates a kind of spiritual hollowness. And when you're spiritually hollow, you start looking outside of yourself for everything. A lot of it, of course, has been forced on us as Black people, right? But we look outside of ourselves for validation, for identity, for meaning, purpose, identity, permission, all those things. And we start to cling to things that may not actually represent you because you've been disconnected from what actually does or can. And I'm not saying we need to blindly accept everything that our ancestors did, right? There is a modernization that can also come from practicing our spiritualities. Basically, every culture has things that are worth questioning, absolutely. But what I'm saying is that many of us never got the chance to learn about our ancestral practices from our own people. We inherited someone else's opinion of them, and that is different. Like for me, I always just sit and wonder, and I almost grieve the life I could have had before colonization. Those are words I've been hearing a lot on social media, and just thinking of my own people, right? Christianity came to us in the form that it is now, back in the very early 1900s. So I think about those ancestors who were practicing, their native spirituality beforehand. And I just have so many questions, and those questions cannot really be answered fully, and there's a part of me that it just makes me, it makes me sad, definitely makes me emotional, but it just makes me feel a little bit angry, and I feel like something has been taken away from me. That joy of this, of what I am super passionate about, has been taken away. And really, those are thoughts. That's not to feel sorry for ourselves or, it's really a way to start action, to start connecting with those ancestors through altars, through ancestor veneration, through talking to elders. I frequently talk to my parents about these things, and the pieces slowly come together, but I know in my heart of hearts that it's not enough. So as a teacher by profession and as a lifelong student, I really do believe there is power in studying where you come from, learning the traditions, learning the philosophies and the spiritual systems, learning the stories. Not because you have to agree with every single thing or do and copy every single thing. That's not the point. But it's because understanding yourself creates a different kind of confidence, a different kind of self-respect as well. And I think when it comes to manifestation and creating or co-creating your life, things will flow differently when you come from that place of confidence. Another thing I've been thinking about lately is destiny. And again, it's my opinion, but I think everybody has a role to play in this life. People often talk about manifesting anything they want, but I don't know if I completely agree with that. That's also something I've mentioned in a previous video I made. So if you check that out, you can kind of see my main point there. I won't say it all in this video to repeat myself, but just imagine with me. Imagine this. Imagine you wanted to manifest a weapon. Let's say it's a gun. Maybe you get the gun, right? But what if that gun wasn't actually for you? What if having that gun leads to harm, chaos, destruction, not just for you, but for other people too? Now, imagine somebody else gets the same gun and uses it to teach self-defense, to protect their family, or to train others responsibly. It's the same object, but a different outcome. So sometimes I just wonder if destiny isn't about getting exactly what you want or everything you want. Maybe it's about aligning with what's actually ours, because we're not living in isolation. As we know, everything we do affects somebody else, right? That's the African philosophy, right? We're connected whether we realize it or not. And maybe what's truly meant for us doesn't just benefit us. Maybe it also fits into the bigger picture of everybody around us. So really, this little video, they're just some thoughts I've been reflecting on. I myself, as I've told you, during the Saturn return time, I'm learning and exploring, but I would really, really love to hear what you think. And also, if you are interested in African spirituality, manifestation, ancestral wisdom, Kemetic thought, altars, and conversations just like these, follow me on Instagram, on Threads, on TikTok, and of course, right here on YouTube at Black Girl Who Manifests. And if you're looking for a beginner-friendly introduction to some of these topics, check out my book on Amazon, where I talk about Kemetic spirituality, altars, ancestral practices, and more. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Bye.